but I thought that this might be an interesting topic going forward because, like we said, technology has this way of creeping up on us, and it actually is upon us right now. It's very interesting. I've been pushing this agenda of immersive media and stuff like that for the past 2 years out here, and suddenly at least most of the big OTT platforms are actually reaching out and asking to go forward. So I've got about 10 minutes. Let me just briefly run you through what immersive media is, why it's so important right now for, let's call it the OTT TV space. So, okay, we've got a clicker here. All right, so the first question I would like to ask is, like, do you have an OTT platform, or do you actually have what I'd call an IPTV distribution app? Because for me, there's a big difference between having an app on a smart TV that's distributing content which has already been broadcast, let's say, through TV or through, to digital means, and now you've put it up in packets through the internet. So my definition of a platform would be something that is completely driven by audience interaction. It'll be probably one of the biggest ways that you can. Now, when you've got 5 or 6 or 10 big OTT current platforms all vying for an audience, how do you retain them? It's not going to be about DAUs and MAUs and that kind of stuff because people keep bouncing. I would say it's based on audience interaction. A platform is where people will come together. And if you work towards that, it's probably how you could win this race. Netflix, as usual, I mean, some of you might know a scene like that, is the one that's pioneering, let's call it interaction, let's call it immersiveness. And now I see a lot of the other OTT platforms suddenly having the whole writer's block taken out and go and let's start creating interactive shows. Netflix showed us how it's done. What happened with the Netflix thing, Bandersnatch, that's the screenshot that's taken from, is it suddenly got people interacting with the thing. Now, of course, you don't want every show to be interactive. You want people to lay back and stuff like that. But what happens, what's Netflix working on next? I would bet it's on bringing, let's say, you and a family member or a friend in to solve mysteries together. That next level of interaction. So, they're always pioneering, and why isn't everyone else? The video that you're seeing out here is literally my den in Dubai, and this was 2 weeks ago from the Facebook's release of the Oculus Connect. Now, what I could do was convert my living room into an arena, put on a headset, a VR headset, and actually interact, enter, and watch Mark Zuckerberg on stage doing a live show, doing a live presentation of Oculus Connect, along with a whole bunch of virtual audiences out there. I could look to my left, look to my right, and talk to people from all across. Now, this is scary, in a way, to other OTT platforms, because I believe that's him on stage. I believe the biggest competitor to OTT is going to be Facebook. Facebook is going to become an OTT platform that will bring in interaction, that will be so sticky that, a lot of the other people will have to think twice. Because, for example, what happens if you run out of, we've got audio on this one, yeah?
I'll see you at home. Yeah, 1 second. You really can't miss the players. Clay's like an artist. He is a Picasso. He's better than Picasso. I mean, you know better than to get me started on Clay, because I will talk all day about that artistry. Can you get beers here? Like an IPA or something?
We're still a couple years away from having beers in the headsets, Dad.
So the title up there says, what happens if you lose IPL, right? I mean, you got millions of people coming in, and you've got Hotstar saying that. What happens if you don't have the rights? Will you still be number one? There is a way of doing that, of getting interactivity in. It does not have to be in VR. You could have your regular screen out here, being able to pull your Facebook friends in, probably buy them a ticket. I've been advising some of the OTT platforms on saying, for example, I'm watching a show that I find is nice. let's say it's a political show, and I feel like my uncle or my dad or someone would actually like that, I should be able to pull down my friends list and buy a subscription and impulse buy in there. That's how you get immersive, that's how you get interactive. So these are the conversations that should be having when we talk about immersive media in OTT. Not a one-way ticket, which we're actually replicating, I believe, TV right now. There's so much of a back channel that OTT affords us, which is not being used. Netflix had to show you one way, or show us one way, with the interactive Bandersnatch episode. But you've got now a back channel to your customers, to your people, to communicate back to you live, as well as to their friends live. And you should be using that to build up an OTT platform, making what we'd say is the next generation of immersive media. 2 years ago, I was on this very stage talking about Facebook knowing it, and Facebook literally is driving this thing right now. It won't be a big surprise if the biggest OTT platform turns out to be something like Facebook. Google's not got their act together. They really have somewhat. AWS or Amazon can actually be the other competitor because they've got a platform and they've got tools for immersive media. It's happening in India, though. Give me some volume on this.
Landscape would have changed so much, especially with the shows coming, with OTT coming.
Yes.
What's going to be the next big change in your opinion?
VR, AR will be there, and the experience will be far more intimate. So like we are moving towards individuality. First, with a bigger screen made you see things with hundreds of people. Then you went into a smaller screen where you're family and you watch. Then it's gone into individual where you're seeing something alone.
Right.
And now we're going to get into your minds.
Right.
Because you're going to be not only alone, you're going to be there.
Correct. Immersive.
So earlier conversations on the panel was saying that our target audience is between, I believe, 18 to 30. Now, if you're actually creating content for that audience is very savvy. And again, like you said, technology is creeping up on us. The next day, people will want this kind of stuff. And are we creating for them? No, we are still creating for a 50 and 60-year-old mindset. So the faster the conversations, the faster the evolution of the OTT platforms go into catering for interaction, for immersive media. And it's nice to see people like this actually thinking about going forward. So this is the ultimate thing in where I actually convert a living room space into a murder mystery zone for video, as in like a TV serial that's coming out, which I'm working on right now, which is completely going to be interactive. So we've got another platform or another window to sell into. You sell to TV, you sell to OTT, you sell to immersive media spaces now in your living room, and you can sell to location-based. So people like, films like the Ghostbusters and the Avengers already have that. Those are little windows that you sell into, which by definition is actually what immersive media is about. Sorry. And why immersive media now? Because these conversations are happening right now. So you've got people like Hotstar putting out ads for people to get with immersive media knowledge. ZTV has got patents for a set-top box, I believe, from reading the patents. I think they're looking at a set-top box that will actually encode immersive media content in regular pieces that would drive the IoT of things around you. Amazon Prime Video just announced that they've gone VR enabled or headset enabled. So it's good to be having these conversations right now. And of course the news, immersive journalism in your home. We go from AR, we go into VR. So the New York Times, again, is a leader in this thing. It can go into educational, where you actually, in your living room, that was, I think, a volcanic eruption that happened some time ago. It was created with about some 700 photographs. And this can be in classrooms. This can be, you want to look at artifacts. You can want to look at the news in your living room. These are things that are going to come up soon with people like Apple having AR glasses coming up. It's a whole different way. You could have a murder mystery play out in your living room where you're not watching it on TV, but you're watching it in your house. AI, the machine learning is there. Characters can actually go and sit on your chairs because they understand that. So I am doing some stuff out here with OTT platforms, which is very interesting that these conversations are happening out here, and hopefully it opens up a lot more in this space with the audiences out here. Thank you.